slide should come on. That was some crazy shit, huh? Wow. Over the top 80s kitsch.
Is it on? Yeah.
Is it on? Yes. No. Is that on? No.
Okay, let's see here. Let's get another little round of applause for them. Okay, well, that was fun. I've never seen it in the theater, so
That's great.
that's kind of the whole point of this thing was like just me, Tom, who runs this place, was selfishly allowing us to do these screenings. It's just so much more fun to see with the phone. How many haven't seen it before? Wow. Yeah. Okay. So.
How many have ever seen it with one of the actors in the screening before? Anyone?
Never.
Yeah, you have? Oh no.
Way more fun that
Oh,
way.
good.
Yeah. It's so March 1986. I'm curious. Well, before we get into questions about the movie, I wanted to just ask both of you, since we're all here horror movie enthusiasts, what your respective favorite horror movie is as a fan.
Oh wow.
If you have an answer.
I think I have to go old school. I'm growing up. The Exorcist scared the shit out of me. So that's, I think that's always stuck in my mind as one of the scariest.
That
Old
was
world.
that was the first horror movie that I ever saw in a theater was The Exorcist, and I was so scared that I left halfway through and I walked home because it was still light out. Because I lived the farthest away from my friends, and it took me another 20 years before I watched that movie. It was so scary. But my favorite is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I just love it so much. I knew Gunnar Hansen, but I loved it even before I knew him.
Yeah.
And then I met him, and he was so nice to me, and then I was like, it's really my favorite movie now.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, classic.
Or Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie, I just really, I think all of us in here probably agree. There's this tone amongst 80s horror movies that I know that people talk about how great this one is in particular, where there's some that go full kitsch, and some that go dead serious, take itself dead seriously, but Jim did a great job at making it kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Great one-liners, but also, I mean, did it feel on the day as funny as it is once you see it in the theater?
No, I don't think I thought it was funny at the time.
Yeah,
I played it straight, but I have to say I liked it more tonight watching it. This is my favorite time watching it, and maybe because I'm far enough away from it now, and I haven't seen it in a while, and there were some tender moments. And some
There is. I
sweet
mean, he
moments.
can toe the line on both. I think it's just, I appreciate the one-liners hit way harder because it's like kind of mildly taking itself seriously, and then it'll go straight to, I guess I'm just not too used to running through a mall away from killer robots.
Some very
And
funny
nobody
lines.
acknowledges that in the cast. It's like, well.
Yeah, we're just dealing with it like it's another day occurrence.
How are the robots to work with? They're great, and there's the Jaws story about the shark not working, but they look like pretty functional.
I think they say, in the industry, never work with kids, dogs, or robots.
Was it that bad? Was it?
I think they moved slower when we were making the movie because they sped it up at different times because they weren't, they didn't actually go up and down the escalator. FYI, that was magical that they made that happen.
Actually, they didn't realize at one point, you're right, because they made it too big. They wanted it to go up the escalator. They made it too wide. It's actually
That one
wrong.
shot, I was curious how they did that. It was like apple boxes or something. When you see it coming up the escalator.
Yeah, I forget how they
They
tricked that.
probably took it apart.
Yeah, they just didn't show the bottom part of it because I asked the same thing. Many years ago, I saw it again, and I was like, "How did you guys do that again?" Yeah, they did. It was just trickery with the camera angle.
How was the chemistry of you guys? Is pretty great amongst the cast.
We had so much fun.
Did it
blast.
seem
We
like
did.
Yeah, did you guys have fun
Yes.
offset as well? Like I know it's night shoot, so it's harder, but
I think most of the time, though, we, like you said, it's a night shoot, so we did our thing and we just went home to our respective
Yeah.
places, and we really didn't hang out. Maybe we got there a little early, we would hang out a little, but we were all kind of new and starting out, so we're on a kind of an even plane, and so there was no attitude or anything from anybody.
No.
it
Maybe
felt
the
very
robots.
real, like natural amongst you guys.
Yeah, and I made a forever friend in Kelly Maroney because we've been friends, really good friends to this day.
Who actually wanted to be here, but she had
Yeah,
something. In fact,
something
I think
to
she
do.
wanted to FaceTime.
And I thought, when we were making the movie, I thought Russell Todd was so handsome.
Oh.
I mean, come on, wasn't he such a babe? Right? Yeah, and I remember Carrie Emerson had this long dark hair, and it was very much, I mean, mine was like crimped, I did it on purpose, but hers was kind of natural. And I remember asking her, how do you do your hair? You're so pretty. Oh my God, tell me all your secrets.
So were there any, I'm curious, in a shoot like this in the mall, Glendale Gallery opened during the day, you guys shot it at
Sherman
night.
Oaks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sherman Oaks Gallery, opened during the day, you guys shot during the night, and then it reopened, you didn't own the location. I heard that store was like not the furniture store, you guys stored the equipment in during the day when the mall was open. Was this a very difficult shoot, or was it fun, or?
I don't think it didn't feel like it was difficult.
No, you know, a night shoot is different than anything else because you've flipped your clock, of course.
Yeah.
So you're working all night, and then, you know, it's a little strange, you know, for that. But otherwise, no. I mean, you know, to be running around this mall trying to live,
Yeah.
you know, and I had shot there for so many years, to now be being chased by killer robots, you know, it was kind of cool, and, you know, shooting everything up, and then the crowbars, and
Yeah.
all the drama.
I heard that the Kelly's fall, or the stunt doubles fall for Kelly off the 3rd floor. I heard that Jim actually jumped off the 2nd floor and like broke his rib doing so and didn't tell
I
anybody.
don't remember that.
I don't remember
I
that.
might
I
not
guess
have
he was
been
trying to
there.
convince her it was going to be okay.
Oh,
to do
really?
it. Yeah.
And he broke his ribs.
That's what I read. It's online. It's probably true. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't think, you know, they expected this movie to, you know.
well, Roger Corman and Julie produced it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, 800K or something crazy. I mean, it feels like much. You know, I love Roger Corman movies,
The
but
Big Explosion was pretty
yeah,
good.
there's a lot of
couple
production.
really
There's a
good
lot of
special
production
effects.
value
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do any of the stories stand out from the shoot itself? We'll throw it to you guys pretty shortly here, and I know you want to get out into the lobby also, but.
It's stories. Do you remember stories?
I mean, it was so long ago.
I know, it's such a long time ago.
I do, you know, you guys may know this or may not know this, but the movie was originally supposed to be called Killbots. Some of you know that. And they tested that title and it didn't do very well. So then they tested Chopping Mall, and even though nobody got chopped in the movie, they're like, that's a much better title. So.
Great title.
Where shopping will cost you an arm and a leg.
That's right.
It's a tagline.
Yeah. One of the best posters. I love the
Yeah,
posters.
great.
Nothing to do with the movie, with the robot arm and all that, but it's
And the music, did you like that
Great
music?
score.
Yeah.
Great score.
great score, great makeup. I love the head explosion. I heard, by the way, that your death scene had to be cut down in order to avoid an X rating. The stunt person that got burned, the original version of the burn was way longer.
Much longer.
And it was like,
I didn't even know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna throw it to you guys. This is really more for you guys. Okay, so let me see if this other mic is live, and maybe wonder if I could recruit somebody to help possibly with this mic. Is this gonna work? Yes. But how about just if you do a question, maybe give it to the next person, if anyone else.
So, hi.
Hello.
I love this movie so much.
That's great,
I've seen
thank
it
you.
probably a dozen times. It's the first time with a crowd this large. By the way, amazing experience watching it with everybody.
Yeah.
Guys, seriously. I feel like we've been so blessed in recent years to see Miss Crampton come back into acting and producing a lot of movies. And I was just wondering, Mr. Todd, I read something online that said you're getting more back into acting.
Yes.
Is it possible we're going to see you in more stuff? Is it possible for a collaboration?
Yeah,
We'd be
I'd
very
love
excited.
to collaborate with Barbara Russell.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. You know anybody?
I wish I did, sir.
I actually, I took 25 years off. I became an agent. You know what Steadicam operators are?
Oh yeah.
Very specialized guys that move through shots, men and women. So I had an agency, and I sold that a couple of years ago. And since then, I'm in a movie called Stiletto, which is a thriller with Gigi Gustin starring in it. It comes out in January. It's going to be in 1,500 theaters, so they're really going to be pushing this.
But isn't it premiering at, I'll just tell these people, I don't know, because I know this
What's that?
information. It's premiering at Fantastic Fest.
Actually,
Awesome.
that might have changed. Someone, I can't say who, but someone very big.
Oh, I know.
And
I know who
we
it
can't
is.
say. Someone very big in the horror world has
Yeah.
bought the film because he truly believes in it.
Yeah, there's a remake happening.
No.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking
No,
of Tropical.
oh, you think Tropical? No, this is called Stiletto.
No, of Stiletto,
Yeah, but it's going to be coming out in a lot of theaters in Europe at the same time.
big guy bought it and is gonna put it out.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Think
That's
really
awesome.
big.
And then there's another movie called If It Bleeds, which I just did with Chrissy Fox, Doug Jones, Dee Wallace, and I play a very nosy, nerdy neighbor, which was a great thing. I never get a chance to play that kind of character.
And I've seen both of the movies that he's in
Oh,
recently.
that's right, you did.
I've seen,
Yeah.
yes, because I go to screenings with friends and stuff. And I'm telling you, he's amazing.
Oh,
And
thanks.
I said to you the other night, I said, you know, you're out there, you're having so much fun. And pardon my French, but it's like the older we get, we just don't give a fuck anymore.
That's true. That's true.
And that's the way he was
That's
playing. He was playing this character. He was this nosy neighbor, and he was just talking and not giving a fuck, and it was so fun to watch
That's
you.
good. Thank you.
And,
Mark.
and
I
you're so
appreciate
good.
it. Thank you.
Like there's something about these older actors, like
I think
us.
what you said, you don't give a fuck anymore. I mean, now it's, you know, before when we were young making those movies, it was about a career, it was about the money, it was about, you know, what do we do next? Now we just want to have fun.
We just
Exactly
want to
what you
have
said.
fun. And, you know, there was a gravitas to both of your performances, like you were really there and really solid. And in Stiletto, I just feel like you're one of the best people, if not the best person. Just
I love her.
It's true.
Coming from Barbara, that's amazing. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, who anyone else have questions? As far as possible. Oh, wait.
Do you guys think we're ever gonna get a remake of this one?
Yeah, it's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
I know.
You can talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's happening. I don't know the details, but it is happening. I think that it went out to market about a month ago.
They took pitches from writers
Yeah.
for about 6 weeks, and I know 3 writers that pitched on it, and none of them got the job.
Oh, really?
But somebody got the job, and then based on their take, they were taking it out to some bigger studios to try to, you know, get somebody to give them
I
some
think it's
money.
gonna. From what I don't know the details, but I think it's going to happen. That's what
I hope so.
I think it's gonna happen too.
Unfortunately, we can't be in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, who knows? I don't know who's gonna do it.
Anyone can come back.
No, we could play like a, you know, that Dick Miller, that Barbara Crampton, that Russell Todd, like part.
Or, you know what, we're the parents of us, because we're older, we look like us, and we come back for a little closure at the mall, and of course, whatever's gonna
We
kill
can always
us
play a
again.
different part.
I mean, if they do it, I really hope they bring those robots back unchanged. I love those
Yeah.
robots.
I think I heard that the take that they got was something different. Maybe not the
Ooh.
slime robots.
I don't know. It's like it's such a specific.
I don't know, but who knows what's gonna
I
happen?
think, but I think it is. I mean, I think it. There's. I know James Wan was mentioned like years ago. He's a huge fan of the
He
IP,
was.
and yeah, so as are a lot of people. I think it's like a
Yeah.
surprisingly popular, really popular amongst like all the horror people. So at least from what I've heard. Yeah. Who you have the mic, right? Yeah.
Yes. Hi. So I think everyone here is just here because this is a cult classic and we are all fans. And this movie came out decades ago. So I was just curious, like, did you guys, as a member of the audience or as a member of the industry, when you were growing up, go and watch a movie and feel like, wow, this is gonna be big, or like, wow, this should be more acknowledged than it is, and like, what do you think was your first perspective of like, oh, this could become a cult classic? Like,
Different
people will appreciate, yeah, a different movie, like your own kind of movie where you are watching it and being like, this could be big, this could be a phenomenon, like this could be a cult classic.
What do you mean,
Uh,
the one
like-
we were in?
No, anything else.
No, just
Something
like as
different that
you
we
as an
saw
audience
growing up,
member,
or-
also being
Oh.
in the industry, being like, watching this and be like, this could be way bigger than it is.
Well, I remember. Does anyone remember the original? I don't know. You're all a very young crowd, I think, but as a kid, I would run to the theater to see Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I thought, this has got to be giant, you know. And look, it did keep going. What a franchise, you know, up to currently, you know, they've been making them. But I loved those movies. The day they opened, I took the bus downtown with my best friend, and we would sit there and we'd watch that movie. Sometimes we'd watch it twice, pay again to see it again, because I just thought they were amazing. That the prosthetics, the makeup,
Incredible.
Yeah.
John Chambers, I think they all
yeah,
make up.
that's what I loved.
I mean, when I was younger, I watched Dark Shadows.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Dark
I was
Shadows.
obsessed by Dark Shadows, and that was probably my favorite TV show. And I watched a lot of the older movies. I really like the black and white movies. The Day the Earth Stood Still was like a big movie for me. Still love that film. And when I got older, you know, one movie that I produced was Jacob's Wife, and I think I wanted to work on that film because it had a vampire component, and because that was like my first introduction into horror was vampires, and I love to interview with a vampire. I really love vampires, and one of my favorite vampire movies is Daughters of Darkness. Has anybody seen that movie? Oh my God, you don't know what you're missing.
Nobody.
Write that down. Everyone write that down.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Go home and rent Daughters of Darkness. It's really subversive, it's kinky, it's weird, it's sexy.
We're in.
I
Is it black and
mean,
white?
No, it's an actress named Delphine Seyrig. She's French, is the star of it. And some people from Dark Shadows worked on it.
No, really.
I think one of the writers from Dark Shadows or something. Anyway, it's fantastic. And then came full circle with doing Jacob's Wife, and I was like, yeah, I just want
Love that.
to do more vampires.
That makes me so happy because both of your answers, I think, have come back full circle, right?
Yeah.
Like they have reboots, remakes. Like people are still very interested in those.
Yeah.
Thank,
Thank
you.
you.
Cool. I mean, well, I'll also want to ask, since that's sort of related to that, if there's a single movie either you both saw that made you want to get into acting in the first place.
Oh yeah.
You
Any Danny Kaye movie.
really?
Yes. Right? Danny Kaye was bigger than life. He was my favorite performer when I was younger. I think I started watching his movies when I was like 11. And he could do anything. He was a singer and a dancer, and he was just so funny, and he filled up the space. And years later, when I lived in Los Angeles, it was around the time of Chopping Mall, he was very ill, and he was at Cedars-Sinai. And I wanted to bring him something. So I got some flowers, and I went to Cedars-Sinai, put some flowers on a card, and I walked in and I said, I have a delivery for Danny Kaye. And they said, okay, he's on the 7th floor. And I went, oh, on the 7th floor? Okay, I'll just go to the 7th floor. So I go to the 7th floor, and I go to the nurse's station, and I say, I have something for Danny Kaye. And they said, oh, he's in room 104. Okay, if this happened today, I would have marched right into that room, but I was so nervous that I said, I can't walk into Danny Kaye's room. He's ill. The man's ill. He doesn't know me. So I said, oh no, I'm not going into room 104. I'm just going to leave them here. Could you bring them? And the woman said, you can go in there. He'd love it. And I said, no, I can't. And I didn't, and I always regret that. Anyway.
Well, he got you here though, and we all love your work, so it's Danny's partly responsible.
I think, you know, I didn't want to be an actor when I was growing up. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to be a director. I was making home movies, Super 8 movies. I even submitted one, a Western I made, to Kodak when I was a teenager, and I got an honorable mention from the Kodak Young Filmmakers Award.
Wow.
So I took that film and I wrote, anyone knew the name Verna Fields? She won the Academy Award for editing Jaws.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was making films as a young kid, and I thought, I'm going to be Steven Spielberg. So I literally just wrote, and I recommend this, to send letters to people that are mentors, people you want to meet, maybe get advice. I wrote her, and I sent a copy of my film. I was living in New York, she was out here in LA, and she responded. And she said, I loved your letter, and even comparing, she got a kick out of me comparing myself to Steven Spielberg. And she said, I'd love to meet you sometime. And I was at Syracuse University at that point. And they were able to bring her in to do a guest lecturing weekend, which was great. And then she said, what can I do for you? I said, I want to come to Hollywood. I want to be a film director. She got me a job as a tour guide here in Universal Studios.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. I did that for a year.
Yeah.
But what was really cool was I was the only tour guide that had the ability to go on the lower lot and watch any production being made because I knew her. The rest of the tour guides had to stay on the tram and do their thing. But unfortunately, she died soon after with cancer. But she was a great lady. But on the tour, people would say to me, "Are you an actor?" I'm sitting up at the front in an Edith Head pink shirt. She designed our shirts back then. And I said, no, I'm not an actor. I want to be a film director. But people kept saying it. So I said, well, I don't know. So I got some photos and I started auditioning for commercials. And I started booking commercials. And that's how I got into the business. And then I just stayed in it and never really looked back at directing. But
I
You
think
had a
it's.
good face for acting, I'm sorry.
I think it's also such a good lesson to write the letter and
it's fantastic. Right?
You got
people.
the letter.
You never
gets you
know.
Universal will get you here.
When I was an agent, I had many clients, and I would tell them, write, because they were hired by directors of photography, and I would say, write those guys, send them an email, send them your resume, send them your real link, and who knows? No, I don't want to do that. I said, don't you think they're doing that to directors?
Yeah.
So it just goes up the ladder, and take a chance. If you wrote 300 emails and included your resume, if you're actors or whatever business you're in, even if one responds, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's a terrific thing to be proactive.
Yeah, I agree. More questions? I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm pointing and he's
You could, you could be the gal. Run
Yeah, I got
You don't have. You don't have to.
Vanna White!
You go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, hand it to somebody.
First, thank you for coming and
Thank you.
experiencing this with all of us. I love the movie and both of you so much. I'm curious, either while you were filming or now rewatching it as audience members, what do you both think about your death scenes in the movie?
I love hers.
Yeah, I had a good death scene, with the fire and everything. Wasn't me, but I appreciate the stunt doubles.
Thank
for-
God. Yeah.
I do feel like I had this one moment that I really overacted in the film, and it's right before I die. We're all crouched behind the the planters or whatever, and something happens and I go, ah! And everybody always shows that clip in highlight reels, and I would always cringe. No, I overacted in that moment. But,
It all works with the tone of the
I guess so,
overall tone,
yeah.
You the toad, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is over the top for all of us, but it was just kind of the time and what everyone was doing in that movie. It was crazy.
Your golf
I
club.
liked the rotoscoping at the end when I died.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I'd never been rotoscoped and or electrocuted. I was usually, getting a slit throat. So, but it was cool.
And the golf cart.
And the golf cart. Hey, I'm not even a golfer.
Dude,
I got in a
doing
golf
stunt
cart.
work on this golf cart driving. It looked like.
Thank you. I practiced.
Yeah. Who else? Anyone else? There we go. Right behind you.
Hi there. So it's the first time watching this. I brought my daughter
Hey.
along.
Thank you.
Yeah. We drove like an hour and a half to get here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Just made it
Wow.
right before it started.
They're not refunding the money.
But he kind of asked the question, you kind of finished it, but watching it with the group here today and kind of hearing everybody's cheers and such, was there like an oh shit moment when you were watching yourself on the screen today? Like you maybe thought to yourself like, oh shit, I can't believe I said that or did that or...
All of it. We've seen it so many times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That every time I watch it, it's oh shit. I wish I did that differently. I wish this was shot differently.
Well, I think that's with any movie that you ever
Yeah,
do.
yeah, it's true.
Because
You always second guess yourself.
because you don't know how you're coming off until you see the movie, and hopefully they edit you well. Sometimes they don't, right?
I think it was pretty well edited. Like it keeps the tempo. I mean, I know they cut out like 15 minutes. I think after it changed from Killbots to Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I always think a shorter movie is better.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you can get your point across with the least amount of shots. I think that also is better. Don't drag things out, and keep it moving. And so I think that movie does that very well. But I mean, we we've seen it. I know what my performance is. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
but it's, every time I watch anything, this movie or these, Barbara was there too, we saw the screens of these 2 films that are coming out that I'm in. I cringe, I sit there because, you're that giant and you just, I think every actor says, I'm a fraud. To some degree you wonder, what am I doing? Is it selling?
Yeah.
And then so it's kind of difficult to watch yourself. It is for me. No matter what I've done or what's coming out, it's always difficult.
Since I've been producing, I've sat in on a lot of editing sessions, and I really like the editing sessions for actors because I really pride myself on protecting the actors. And when the actors do something that I know they're good actors, but I don't know, that moment didn't work, we didn't have enough coverage on there, and I say, okay, you gotta go to that other person because that moment for that actor wasn't good, and that's not, don't show that. If that's all we have, you can't show that. That's not good.
Mhm.
Just go to the other person.
Yeah.
And so I have prided myself on protecting all of my actors really well.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you have a question in the corner up there?
Oh, I think it's gonna make its way. No, you got it. You got the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. The eating Raoul connection. Maybe you have a good anecdote for what that is.
For
Eating, like the
For those 2 guys,
Those-
for
Paul,
Paul
and
and-
Mary.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was
random.
Jim was a fan of theirs,
Yeah.
so I think that's the reason he brought them in to do the film.
They're playing the same characters from,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sets it up as a kind of a comedy when they show
Totally.
up. They're goofing. I loved it. It was great. But
Good.
I was wondering if there was just a good anecdote you haven't shared yet about that bizarre connection.
I mean, they were there for one day,
Okay.
I'm not even sure if
You
I
guys
was
weren't even
there
there
the
for
day
that
that
day,
they
right? That
were.
would've been-
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, sorry.
But Jim seemed to have his poster is it's behind the like some of the other Corman posters, or he seemed to have a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah, even the sporting goods store.
Yeah. The Peckinpah.
Peckinpah,
Sam Peckinpah,
the music was Peckinpah music when we came out with the guns.
I can't believe
Yeah.
how much shit they let you do inside the mall with the guns and the explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they just didn't tell
They
them.
did have some problems. I remember occasionally whoever was watching us from the mall would say, "Oh, come on, this is going over the top. This is too much."
It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ask for forgiveness, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I'll just holler for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the thing you were saying there with the let you get away with all the pyro and stuff, how tight were the shoot days? Because you guys were talking about cringing at certain spots. Did you feel you got enough takes for any particular scene you were in? Like, did you have enough time to get kind of takes you felt confident in, or just were they rushing through the shots to get through with all the setup?
I don't remember a lot of takes, do you?
No,
Because
I don't remember a lot of takes, but I do remember getting to the end of the day that you always do when you're making a movie, and everybody's like, "Hurry up! Oh my God, we only have an hour."
Yeah, like the mall's
It
opening.
was always like that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like that all the time in every movie, right, Danishka? Danishka, yes. Danishka is my friend who directed the remake of the Slumber Party Massacre.
hey,
Well, you've seen that one, but you haven't seen Daughters of Darkness. But anyway, your remake, and she does other films too, and she's a brilliant director, and it's fantastic. That's the first time I ever saw anything you did. I watched that movie, and I was like, wow, that's really good.
Yeah. Any more questions in the crowd, and then we'll go out to the lobby. I'll ask you guys both. Respect. Oh,
Does she
yeah.
have a
Okay.
question? Did you have a question? Oh, he.
Oh.
Do you have a
Somebody?
question?
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
yes.
Since you clearly have some good movie recs, are there any recent movies that you've really been excited by? Besides stuff you're involved in, of course.
Recent movies that we've liked.
Yeah, that you're excited by.
I liked Weapons. And
I like Weapons too. It's good.
I like that filmmaker.
Did you like at the end? Who saw Weapons?
Woo!
What did you think at the end? Did you?
Oh, we can't. I don't know if we can.
Oh, yeah. Let's not say it. Never mind.
When the spaceship showed up, what did you guys think of that?
Yeah, when everyone died.
There's no space. Well, there might be.
Never mind. But I can just say this: that were you laughing? I mean, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to laugh. I wanted to be continually horrified. It was weird.
I accidentally ended up singing at like an empty theater, and I so regret not being in a crowd. It's just a very different experience.
It is,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
But he's very funny. He's like a comedian, and then he did Barbarians and Weapons, and now he's horror master. So
Yeah.
love him. Anyone else, or should we? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it took a while. Yeah.
I think it took a while. I don't.
Tuesday.
No, because it was, you know, the prevailing thought about the movie was that it was a cheesy, low budget horror movie. And it's only over time that it's really grown and people have embraced it as, you know, an 80s throwback, fun, you know, one of those warm blanket movies that you turn on and you watch and you're like, oh.
And horror is back, bigger than ever.
We say it every year because it keeps growing.
Well, I just wonder what it was about the '80s too. I guess, and the birth of like this version of horror where you're not. Now it'd be very hard to get that tone across. It would feel like you're doing a gag or whatever. But there's this great tone amongst a lot of '80s horror that is very fun and not rarely is dead serious. It's
Well, like Reanimators.
There's a lot of them. But even the ones that are going for the Carpenter ones, there's this humor that is it's just I just love '80s horror so much. It's captures the magic. So.
And I'll say one thing about that. I'll say a lot of people try to do comedy horror now, and it's very hard to do. They don't do it very well. And I always feel like if you're doing anything that has a comedic bent to it at all, you kind of have to go horror first and comedy later, after. You can't go full comedy and then a little horror.
Grab them with the horror first.
It's just such a hard thing
with the
to
horror first, I think.
Yeah, it's such a hard line to
Oh, Denishka agrees.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyone else before we head out to the lobby? We'll see. They'll have a table out there, and we'll do autographs and photos and stuff available.
Last one, real quick. The Rambo line.
Yes.
Yeah. Was it you, or was written for you?
It was written, yes. Yeah, let's send those fuckers to Rambo. It's a great line. It's one of my favorites, of course.
Also, the Robot Blood is another.
Oh yeah, Robot Blood. Yeah, I got those two great lines.
I have a couple of great ones.
Yeah, I can't take any credit for it.
Was there any improving, or was it all Jim? You know, because
pretty much everything was in the script. Like, did you ask me, or somebody else asked me? You said that. That gentleman asked me, did you guys ad-lib it? It is Dave, isn't it? He was excited that I might say yes, but the answer was no.
Sorry.
All right, well, let's get, unless there's anyone else who wants to say something, and then we'll move.
And thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys.
We're gonna
We really appreciate
get
it.
drinks at the bar, and we'll have tables set up after.